So this girl DM'd me and she said, "Hey pretty girl, we follow each other on TikTok and I've seen your videos and I was wondering if you could do a loyalty test on mine." I said, "Yes, of course, what's his at?" She sent his at and I messaged him. I said, "Hey," he said, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "I just came across your profile and you're really cute." He said, "Oh, okay, thanks, you're really cute too. How old are you?" "I'm 20, what about you?" He said, "I'm 22, where are you from?" I said, "Arkansas, what about you?" He said, "Me too, I live in Fort Smith."
Oh, that's not right. No.
I wish I could say that this is the most depressing thing I've ever seen when it comes to relationships. After all, the floor known as basic human pair bonding has been covered from wall to wall with lava, and virtues like trust and loyalty just got incinerated in the process. I also wish I could say it was depressing that there are entrepreneurial TikTokers who have no problem with getting paid perfectly good money to destroy perfectly good relationships, but no. Since modern women are borderline sociopathic as it is, this just seems par for the course. The really depressing thing is how closely this business model resembles the plot to the 1998 movie Kissing a Fool. Before you ask, yes, I have seen it. No, I'm not proud of it, and sure, I'll do a review on it. Much like this broad in her business model, it sucks and is a complete waste of oxygen.
I said, "For real?" And he said, "Yes, for real, why do you ask?" I said, "Because I live in Greenwood." He said, "Oh, that's cool. What do you do for a living?" I said, "Well, I'm in school right now, so I'm a server for now. What about you? And you're single, right?" He said, "I work at a warehouse that sells car parts. No, I'm not single though. I have a girlfriend. We could be friends if you want to, but I am in a good relationship. So it would be just friends between us." And I said, "Okay, friends is good." And she wanted me to see if he would trade.
Okay, so this woman decided to question her boyfriend's loyalty and conscripts a random girl to flirt with him online. This man says he's in a relationship, but his girlfriend says that he must still be tested by being tempted with trading photos of each other in less than pants. At this point, I'm convinced this woman just wants an excuse to end the relationship and decided to come up with the most invasive and overdramatic way of making that happening. Most self-respecting men are fiercely loyal to their women, and all they ask in return is the same amount of respect. But doing something like this and pushing the envelope as much as you can to see if he breaks just reeks of trust issues and psychological damage. And when he said that he was in a relationship, that should have been the end of it right there. Even when this man is staying loyal, his girlfriend still does not trust that loyalty, thus proving she doesn't want a boyfriend. She just wants the drama.
Pictures. So I said, "But I'm looking for something on the low, so would you be down to trade?" He said, "Trade what?" I said, "Pics, LOL." He said, "Show me what you mean." Can't say it or TikTok will take it down, but I said pictures. He said, "I really shouldn't, but I kind of want to see what you look like. You should show me a few." And she had seen enough, so then I blocked him.
What did we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
I don't know either.
Ah, for the love of the intergalactic space god Clopature, all hail. This is so messed up on so many different levels. For starters, if any random woman offers to share with me skin pics within 40 seconds of messaging me, I would immediately assume that they're either scammers, emotionally scrambled, or government agents. But then again, I live in reality. Second, if this man was never messaged, then he never would have been put into this situation. He would have moved on with his life as normal. And finally, the fact that loyalty tests are something you can perform on such an efficient level that it can be used as a profitable business is kind of horrifying. If you doubt a man's sincerity to the point where you need to resort to emotional entrapment just to find an excuse to hate him, that just shows you're an immature wretch who doesn't deserve a man in the first place.
Ridiculous.
That's what you guys are, just a couple of meat bags.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Uh-oh, it looks like some brainless, uninteresting broad is desperate for content. So she did the only thing she could do. She dressed up in tight-fitting and revealing clothing, then suspiciously set up a video camera while waiting in line at the supermarket while some guy checks her out. What in the hell did you think was going to happen? That guy probably looked over because he was wondering why you set up a video camera at the supermarket checkout. And what exactly did he do that was wrong? He didn't talk to you. He didn't make any offensive gestures towards you. Hell, he didn't even make any facial expressions. He kept his distance and respected your personal space. And the messed up part is, even though this man did nothing but look at you a couple of times, you still decided to rudely disrespect him and put him on blast so you could get an army of NPC broads to give you sympathy. You need to get your head checked out, woman. You know what? Don't bother. There's obviously nothing there.
You must seek therapy. That's where I would go with that, but that's my own.
I finally found the trick to being happily single. If you're not happy and calm and like peaceful being single, you just haven't dated anyone toxic and terrible enough to like get you there. As I'm not kidding, this is a real thing. When you are in a relationship with someone who's truly toxic and like manipulates you, emotionally abuses you, while you're in that relationship, you are like you're consistently looking for peace. Like a roller coaster ride for your nervous system. One day it's good, one day it's bad.
Shocking.
Yeah, we know, woman. Your tattoos and wrinkles already tell us everything we need to know. When you weren't living a life of emotional hedonism, you were shacking up with bad boys and making what can only be described as all of the wrong decisions. Now, you're not enjoying this quote-unquote peace that you found. You hate it. It's too quiet. Modern women crave chaos like bears crave being away from modern women. Just listen to what you're saying. Regardless of the intention, it sounds like you're actually preaching for women to get into emotionally unstable relationships just so they can get emotionally damaged and condemn themselves to a life of being eternally single. Either that or you're trying to glorify being in a hurtful relationship and glorifying psychological damage. And honestly, either way, it doesn't matter. Much like your choice in tattoos, it's not a good look for you.
So when you finally dig your way out of that relationship, go through the grieving process, which will happen, it might take a couple months. Once you get past that, peace. Wow, this is good. It will make you wonder why you were even in that relationship to begin with. Most likely, the next person you date after this will probably be amazing because you won't accept anything less.
Or you'll end up driving that self-respecting man crazy with your mistrust, constant disrespect, and questioning of his loyalty. And that's because your previous relationship filled what precious little is left of your brain pan with enough baggage that it'll virtually pay for the therapy bill for your therapist's therapist. The only real way for you to be able to enjoy peace is to find a halfway decent guy out of the gate and to put the work to make the relationship stable and trustworthy. But that ship is long since sailed for you, sister, because it won't be long until that peace turns to boredom. And that boredom will turn into desperation once you realize there aren't any self-respecting men that want you. And that's because we truly appreciate the peace that comes after escaping an emotionally hurtful relationship. And frankly, my dear, none of us could give a damn about your peace.
I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.
A rule to a happy marriage and keeping your man, or a relationship if you don't want to get married, is this, and I don't hear people ever talk about it, so listen. Be happy instead of good. This rule only applies for women. Everyone as a woman has been taught to be a good girl. We want to be good. We want to make him the dinner. We want to do this, that, the other. We want to make him happy because that's how we've been trained and taught to do in society everywhere, school. But the truth is, he would rather you be happy than good. If you're running around flustered, tired, I see all the women in the DMs. I see all the women all over social media. They're talking about, I do this, that, the other. I work 2 jobs. I look after the kids and he just sits on the sofa, da-da-da-da-da.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, if there's one thing we can count on from old Esther here, it's her ability to openly encourage women to destroy their families. Now, it's true, we're dealing with a massive epidemic of modern housewives who claim that they're doing all the work while their husbands are doing nothing. But conveniently enough, they never provide any form of evidence for this, and that's because they openly disregard whatever contributions their husbands are making to the marriage. Then Esther comes in and fills their heads with magical concepts like endless happiness while foregoing that teeny tiny little formality of actually defining what that word actually means. In Esther's mind, happiness is just something that a marriage should provide in an endless abundance, as if that's a realistic way to live your life. Then again, Esther doesn't live on a plane of existence that resembles reality. That would require common sense and a basic grasp of the human language.
I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy. Okay, how about this? You drop all the good girl act, you drop the pick me act, you drop trying to fit into whatever it is you're trying to fit into, and just be happy. If you don't want to cook that chicken tonight, don't cook it and get a takeaway. Whatever, I don't care. As long as you're happy, and he's gonna value you more, because you're gonna give him peace. You're not going to make him go crazy. And we all think, oh, I've got to cook, I've got to clean, I've got to this. That's what I bring to the table. No, my friend. You will see the most, in quotes, useless women be worshipped by men. Why? Because they are happy. They make their lives happy and fun. They're light to be with. They have a playful energy.
I don't think any of that's true.
How does a woman being a drain on the man's resources bring him anything that could even resemble peace? That's what you're proposing there, Esther. You're saying that a wife should just be lazy, demanding, and not lift a finger for the man unless she's happy all the time, while once again, not providing a concrete definition to that word. If a self-respecting man is going to bring a woman into his life and home, then it's not asking too much for her to help provide a peaceful home for the man, especially if that man is providing the home, the resources, and the stability. Happiness is not that man's responsibility, Esther. How can it be when you're making it clear that no matter what that man does, he is constantly the source of his wife's misery? And your solution is to order takeout and waste money instead of pulling your own stupid weight and being a reasonable adult.
You know what you become when you are nagging, you're working really hard, you're doing everything for him, you're cooking for him, cleaning for him, you're raising his children, but you are just this angry rat in the corner resenting him, like, I'm doing all this for you, you're doing nothing. You're giving mothering energy. You're giving that martyring mother energy who's like, I sacrificed everything for you. I walked over the mountain to bring you to this country, you know, immigrant parent style. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to sleep with that. Cut it out. Just a suggestion.
I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
Oh, Esther. If a wife is doing her duties and is openly resenting her husband to the point where she is gnashing her teeth, she is not giving off martyr energy, nor is she giving off mothering energy. The only thing she's giving off is known as ungrateful harlot energy. There. I said it. That husband is doing plenty for her, but none of it ever gets recognized, because if it did, that would mean the wife is wrong. And Esther, your whole brain-dead philosophy hinges on the idea that it is impossible for a modern housewife to do anything wrong. I'm willing to bet an intergalactic space penny that these husbands are doing the best they can, and you judge them for not doing more, and that's the real problem. It's not that they're doing enough, it's that you are being asked to do more than just sit around and imagine that you look pretty. So here's a novel idea. Maybe instead of blaming the husband for everything that went wrong in your life, you pick up a spatula and make some grilled cheese sandwiches. Because it's about time you did something useful for once in your life, Esther. And that is going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out the new video. You guys are friggin' awesome. And until next time, peace out, homies.